father held that congressional seat for many years. This was the use of campaign funds for personal, below-the-radar screen reasons. It did start in the Obama administration. That is, the acts that the government alleges occurred while Barack Obama was president and continued into the presidency of Donald Trump. The Justice Department would have been most unwise had it waited until after the midterm elections to pop these indictments.
But, Judge, here's the thing. Did they have these conclusions in June? Did they have them in May? Do we know that?
We don't know the answer to that.
That's what the president's saying.
Correct. But when the president says these things, he gives basically, I want you to use the Justice Department to help the Republican Party. That is fodder for the cannon of Bob Mueller and the never-Trumpers and all those who wish the president ill. It's his using his own words out of his own mouth to help put him in a box of the use of government for political purposes.
And if the Republicans lose the House, then he's blaming Jeff Sessions.
Exactly. Exactly. Where this goes, I don't know. Off to the Kavanaugh hearings.
All right, Judge, thank you very much.
Now, when you say good job, Judge, do you mean it, Brian, the way the president said good job, Jeff?
That's a good question. Write us, tweet us, and tell us what I really mean. All right, Ainsley, I owe you one.
Okay, well, it turns out former Vice President Joe Biden is running. Seriously. Look. He's running. We're going to explain that.
Yep, he's running. Plus, remember this story? We followed it closely as it happened. A mother rallying against outdated health care restrictions to get a lung transplant for her dying daughter. She credits Fox News with saving her daughter's life. That mother and daughter joined us.
Needed to save her life. But fast forward to today, Sarah is thriving as a happy and healthy teenager after winning her battle for that transplant. She and her mom are praising Fox News for raising awareness, and they're detailing their inspiring story in this brand new book. It is called Saving Sarah. Joining me now with more lung transplant recipient Sarah Murnahan and her mother Janet Murnahan. Thank you both for being with us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Welcome. What a wonderful ending to this story. This is just great. How are you feeling now, honey?
I'm feeling great.
Good. And started in 9th grade?
Yes.
Wow. How do you feel as a mother knowing that? Because things could have looked or gone a different path.
Oh, I mean, we really couldn't have envisioned such a wonderful future back then. Things looked so bleak. And we are indebted to you all and how much you really helped us. And I just feel unbelievably blessed.
Well, I'm so glad. Take us back. For the viewers that aren't familiar with your story, take us back and how Fox News helped and, what your story is.
Absolutely. So she was really very sick, probably weeks from dying. And we learned that she didn't have access to organs from anybody over 12. And that may not seem like an enormous difference.
Because the courts wouldn't allow it.
Yeah, the UNOS, the government regulations. And so, it may not seem like an enormous thing not to have
feel good knowing that Mom did what she did, and she helped not just me but other kids able to have access to organs that could save their life. So I'm very proud of what she did.
Yeah, what do you want to do after school? What do you want to be when you grow up?
I'd like to be a writer. I like writing a lot.
That's great.
So.
You helped your mom write this book, Saving Sarah.
Yes.
And after y'all went to court, the laws changed, and now you've helped other children. How many kids have you helped?
Well, we know that 24 children have listed the details of have been able to dual list, so have been able to be on the under 12 and be on the 12 and over.
Have you talked to their parents? I know they're so grateful.
I have not talked to the parents, although people reach out to us all the time when they're waiting for lung transplant, but I've not, spoken to anyone specifically
That's great.
About it.
So she was 10 years old, and the law said you don't have access to, until you're 12 years old, to an adult
So
loan.
she technically would have access after all adults in front of her in line would turn them down. But by that point, if you have 300 people in line who've turned something down, the organ's really not viable. So in essence, she didn't have access. And so what this allowed was for her not to get preference in line or for children to get preference. What it allowed was for children to have equal access, to be evaluated based on how sick they were, which is, if you treat the sickest patient first, more people live. Just like when you go to the ER, you don't put a sprained ankle in front of a head injury.
Sarah, Janet, thank you so much for the book confirmation.
I think you're hearing from a lot of people that can't find anything wrong with the qualifications of Kavanaugh.
A California Democrat does an about-face after calling for a boycott of the very popular burger chain In-N-Out.
Not only am I burning my favorite pair of Nikes, you are burning your sales.
Not only was Nike standing behind Colin Kaepernick, they're building around Colin Kaepernick.
He's the new face of Nike, the Just Do It campaign.
This disingenuous idea that this is just, Colin Kaepernick's just trying to make a statement, baloney. He knows how disrespectful it is, and Nike's empowering it.
You know how many other sneakers there are to buy, to choose from?
There's a tiger lookalike right there.
That's the cuddly tiger.
Getting warmed up, just getting started, already fired up. Yes, party, ain't nothing like it round here, going down.
Jason Aldean, who's got his own bar on Broadway in Nashville.
You should talk a lot about Nashville.
I just can't believe it. It's just like all of a sudden every country music star goes, I'll buy a bar. And everyone goes and drinks there as a tribute.
If you've never been to Nashville, you have to go. It is such a fun place. It really is. There are like 3 live bands in every bar.
Right.
It's a great place.
The crazy thing is, if you go there Sunday morning at 10 o'clock, it's pretty much empty, but all these musicians are playing Sunday morning. And you listen and you go, this sounds great, but the people aren't even there yet. But just to get a spot in Nashville, if you're an artist, it doesn't matter who's there. You want to play.
10 o'clock on Sunday morning. So that's for the 8 o'clock churchgoers.
Right. Someday.
Go right to the bar afterwards.
Or who went Saturday night.
Anyway,
True.
Yes.
Thank you very much for joining us, not on Saturday night, but on a Tuesday that feels like a Monday after the big Labor Day weekend. Hope you had a nice one. And we're getting down to business in Washington.
Yep, Judge Brett Kavanaugh in the hot seat today, facing the Senate Judiciary Committee, Democrats and Republicans.
And Democrats are apparently determined to delay or derail his confirmation.
Griff Jenkins is live inside the Hart Senate building, where the hearing is just a couple hours away. Hey, Griff.
Hey, how are you? That's right, guys. History will be made when you look right now. Judge Kavanaugh will sit in this black chair. You see the press gathering. They're getting busy, getting ready for it. All the networks are here because of what's at stake. And even before the fireworks start, this has turned into a hot situation. Senator Schumer, the minority leader of the Senate, slamming the administration, tweeting this. The Senate was just given an additional 42,000 pages of Kavanaugh documents the night before his confirmation hearing. This underscores just how absurd the process is. Not a single senator will be able to review these records before tomorrow. The DOJ issuing a statement pushing back on that, saying that the number of documents produced far surpasses that. And Senator Grassley, Chuck Grassley, the chairman of this Judiciary Committee, was asked about withheld documents. Here's what he had to say.
I've told every member of the committee that if they have some documents that under the Presidential Records Act cannot be made public for personal reasons or for presidential reasons, that all they have to do is ask us.
Once the fireworks start, the senators will grill Kavanaugh on issues like abortion, gun rights, and executive power. But we're going to be watching some key senators, 2 Republicans, Senator Lisa Murkowski and Sue Collins, where the candidate nominee stands on abortion rights. And of course, there are some Democrats as well we'll be watching because they are in red states that voted for Trump. That is Senators Donnelly of Indiana, Heitkamp of North Dakota, Manchin of West Virginia, and Doug Jones of Alabama. And what will be interesting, guys, to watch is once they come in this room, will we even get to the questions, or will we see the minority really making a big stink? It's going to be one to watch as soon as this gets started here at 9:30.
we'll take it live as well. All right, Griff, thank you very much. Of course, the Democrats want to tarnish Judge Kavanaugh. Even if they can't derail him, they want to obviously turn this into a campaign issue to motivate their base and get people to vote in November. Ultimately, it is all political.
That's right. They've got to find something against him because everyone has said he's so smart. He is so well suited for this position. He does lean right, so the Democrats are trying to find something against him, and they're saying they don't have enough information about it. Not enough was released.
Here's some of the topics you expect to be examined and people tearing up about. He worked for independent counsel Ken Starr. He acted on behalf of President Bush when he was in Florida for the recount in 2000. He promoted conservative judicial nominees as a Bush associate, so he's been out there, and he helped shape George W. Bush's judicial policies. So they're going to bring all that up, as well as the 100,000+ documents that have not been released. They're not going to focus on the nearly 500,000 that have been released.
So ultimately, the Democrats are going to try to get him to weigh in on different issues, and ultimately what he will do is he will take the Ginsburg stance, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who said, you know what? I can't answer your question. I can't even hint about it. And since she had her confirmation hearing,